Check, check, check. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the AfroMattt Show. This is episode number 156. It is the 3rd of March, and we are just, gonna get right into it. We have a lot to unpack. Yeah, last episode, really fun. Working on making sure this is my New Year's resolution so far. I've been doing pretty good. Every single video will get a corresponding clip that will be posted onto YouTube and onto TikTok and wherever else. So far have been so good. We are drinking Spindrift today, which is... I've fully accepted my caffeine addiction is real. I'm 2 days and probably like 8 hours off of caffeine. It's hard. Not even close. I'm an hour or 1 day. Imagine I'm 1 hour from caffeine. No, I'm 1 day and 16 hours off caffeine. And I already have a headache. I woke up this morning. I had a headache, and I've had a headache pretty much all day. I've just been trying to drink water. I'm supplementing with a refreshing Spindrift. Pretty much just flavored water. Let's get right into it. Oh, we have another book review. So if you don't like these, I don't know why, but skip. I don't know, 8 minutes. Skip to 10 minutes in the pod. This one's probably not going to be even as long. This one is Don Delillo, Falling Man. Don Delillo got recommended to me because I like... it's kind of like a chain reaction. So because I liked Cormac McCarthy, and Cormac McCarthy wrote at the same time as Don DeLillo, and Don DeLillo was a major inspiration for David Foster Wallace. They're all kind of in the same realm. But Don DeLillo, this was a book that I picked up. It was the only one that Barnes & Noble had on hand from Don DeLillo. It's called Falling Man, and it's about 9/11. These books are actually kind of crazy. So he writes a lot of books about history, but not like about history. It's like a fictional spin on history. It's not really even like a spin. It's just literally this guy survives 9/11, and he goes home to his wife, who's, I guess, is divorced, and the whole story is told through like little snippets, little vignettes of their life, and it's kind of, some of it's out of order, some of it's in order, so it's kind of a trip to read, but it's cute. It's as cute as a 9/11 book can be. It's frankly adorable. He even has a part from the perspective of, his name's Muhammad or whatever, or Hamad. Oh yeah, his name is Hamid, and he is the guy who flew the plane into the tower. So he literally has a POV of him, before, like, prepping to hijack the tower, during, and like while he is flying the plane into the tower. He has perspectives of all three of those. So he gives like kind of a human view of the terrorism. So he's not subscribing to the idea that it was a mass hologram, which of course is a ridiculous idea, and that's not sarcasm, because that is ridiculous. Now, thinking that the government planned, or not necessarily planned 9/11, but knew 9/11 was going to happen and let it happen in order to false flag, kind of invade Iraq and Afghanistan and wherever else we went to, that's another story. Now, that is a completely different story. But this book, it doesn't really talk about any of the conspiracy. Actually, there is one character that's kind of very pro or very anti-American, and it's interesting to hear because it does have viewpoints from both sides, and he's like, American, all they want to do is get oil and shit. But yeah, I mean, the book's the book. I mean, it's wasn't my favorite book of this year. It wasn't even probably my top 5 favorite. I've read 5 books this year. This one is probably my 5th favorite book I've read. The words and the prose, the order that they're written in. I mean, the guy's a great writer. It was a little bit boring. Telling it out of order. I mean, it's like I said, it's cute. It's not for me though. It's just not for me. The main character, the main dude, is pretty chill. He survived 9/11, and he's all bloody, and he shows up to his wife who's divorced from him, and his wife's like, well, I can't tell him to like leave because he just survived 9/11. So then their relationship kind of reignites, and then the dude who survived 9/11, he came home with a briefcase. The briefcase ended up belonging to someone else. He just grabbed it because he was in shock and panic. And the briefcase ended up belonging to this lady. He finds the lady, gives her her suitcase back, and then they end up like kind of bonding over the fact that they were both in the building of 9/11 and both survived it. So then they bang, and now he's cheating on his ex-wife. So there's a little bit of a family drama dilemma going. Again, not for me, but his kid's honestly just kind of, I mean, they talk about him every now and then, but his kid's not a big deal. And then, I guess the final part of the book is him moving to Las Vegas and becoming a semi-professional casino gambler. I think that there might be some undertones of something about the American dream or, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a book about 9/11 and a couple people in 9/11. So there's that. I mean, the book was, I read it. I didn't love it. I mean, the writing was great. I gave it like an 8 out of 10 just because the writing carried it. But like the main and then the final chapter is like what it's all leading up to is when the main character describes the events within 9/11, and he's like trying to pick his friend up who got crushed by a support beam or whatever, and there's fire spilling out of the skyscraper, and he's shuffling down the corridors, walking down the staircases, and it's interesting. So that's like the main climax is just a little vignette of him surviving 9/11 is the main explosion at the end is literally 9/11. Yeah, I mean 8 out of 10. I'm going to read a couple more by Don Delillo. I think that this one is kind of notoriously not his best. There's I picked up a lot of his books. There is more White Noise, there's Underworld and 0K, which I will have to read those ones. Those ones say are his best. Also Libra, which is about the JFK assassination, and that one is conspiratorial because there is the CIA and FBI and stuff. So he didn't really get into that on this one. But the main character of Libra is actually Lee what was his name? Lee Harvey Oswald, which is a guy who shot JFK. So that one's going to be interesting, but that one's a longer book. It's a long book. Yeah, I mean, 8 out of 10. Pick it up if you want to re-experience 9/11. Isn't that fun? All right, let's get into the news here. Where were we? Oh, here we go. Welcome back, everyone who skipped. Almost exactly 8 minutes. Perfect. Damn, I'm good. All right, the news. What do we got going on? We've got, oh, okay. Big news. This is big news here. We've got the Rothschild. This guy's name, guys, his name is Lord Jacob Rothschild. If there's not a more evil sounding name than that, I don't know. Towering presence, Lord Jacob Rothschild, dead at 87. Financier who has a major figure in banking dynasty passes away. So I guess he was like the oldest living of the Rothschilds empire. Also Jewish, but that's, I mean, besides the point. Or is it? He is a major figure in banking dynasty, but we're not supposed to draw any sort of conclusions between that and... Guys, stop recognizing patterns. Stop. It's not what we're here to do. We're not here to comment on whether him or his family have any major implications in Jeffrey Epstein, or whether even Jeffrey Epstein was Jewish or not, or, you know, all these things. We're not even... This is a non-speculative podcast. We're not even editorializing any of this. We're just giving you the facts as they are. And just by fact, his dad was Jewish and his mom did convert to Judaism. That is a fact. You can process that, synthesize it, compare, contrast, do whatever you want with that in your head. Start tallying it up. Make a note. Put it away. Put a pin in it. And, you know, it's just there. I'm trying to jump through hoops here for YouTube, but we're not making any sort of statements. I'm not trying to make any statements here. Lord Jacob Rothschilds died at 87. The financier was a British peer and a member of the Rothschilds banking family. Okay, great. His family has been the top financial tree since the 18th century. Lord Rothschild's family have an estimated fortune of around $825 million, which seems to me low. They seem like definitely billionaires or multi-billionaires, according to last year's Sunday Times Rich List, and give away a reported $66 million to Jewish causes. It's interesting that they chose 6 and 6. I'm sure if they had more, they would want to give another, you know, make that 666 million, maybe, possibly. But interesting that they donated it only to Jewish causes. Again, not saying anything. In a statement to family, he said, "Our father Jacob was a towering presence in many people's lives." Yeah, many people's lives. The lives of several million Americans and British people, and I'm sure he was a lobbyist, or at least got his hand in a few pockets, lining pockets. He is a major figure in everyone's lives, probably at some point or another. A superbly accomplished financier, a champion. You know what? They call Jeffrey Epstein a financier, and I'm not too sure what they're financing. Like, he gave $66 million to Jewish causes. That's very vague. A passionate supporter of charitable causes in Israel. Yeah, again, charitable causes. Almost as vague as it can possibly be. A charitable cause? Is that donating, you know, packs of cereal? Or is that donating, let's think about it, F-15 bombers? You know, it's just vague is what I'm saying. And the Jewish culture, a keen environmentalist. Oh, I'm sure he was. I'm sure top of his head was the environment for this man. He will be buried in accordance with Jewish custom in a small family ceremony, and there will be a memorial later to celebrate his life. So if you don't know, the Rothschilds are famous for, I mean, the massive amount of wealth and influence that they've had, and they're considered what's called old money, like almost ancient money. They're one of the prime original families. He predates even, Carnegie's and stuff. He predates even them. He's old money. Old money, and he famously created Israel, helped invent Israel. Israel's not that old. I think Israel's was only made in 1940 something after World War II, but famously Jacob Rothschild played a major role in inventing. And guys, I'm using inventing loosely here because I don't know another word. Founding. I don't think he was like a founding father of Israel, but like maybe a financier.
The Foreign Office.
But here's a clip from the documentary that I saw. And the article is called I'm not too sure. It's
a second.
Here, let's listen.
1917. Dear Lord Rothschild, I have much pleasure in conveying to you, on behalf of His Majesty's government, the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Zionist aspirations, which has been submitted to and approved by the Cabinet.
Also, I had to look up what Zionist meant, because everyone's throwing around Zionist now. Zionist just means, so it was a movement a while back about creating a country. It was like creating a Jewish country, I guess, is the idea, in that it's separate from other places.
So it's possibly the most famous
so this guy's interviewing
in modern Jewish history.
I mean, look at this gremlin.
And it begins with 3 words. Dear Lord Rothschild. Why was it that this letter was sent by the Foreign Secretary to your great-uncle Walter?
It's an interesting question because he was really interested in ornithology, although he became
Dude, he sounds evil. Does he not sound evil? He sounds like Lord Sauron from the Lord of the Rings. Silence!
The reason was this, that it was primarily a movement from Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
But they didn't clarify who was in charge of that movement. And in addition, it was, after all, in Great Britain. So they felt that the Rothschild family should be the one to whom it was addressed. And Walter was Lord Rothschild, and he was a Zionist. And those really are the background reasons.
So Walter received the Balfour Declaration, and I have a copy.
Oh, that's what it's called. It's called the Balfour Declaration. Guys, look it up your own. I don't really even know much about it. Educate yourself. Take this moment as a learning moment, and that's what YouTube. That's what this is. This is a educational podcast. It's called the Balfour Declaration, which I guess is kind of like the Declaration of Independence for Israel, like saying, "Hey, thank you for all the big ups to, hey, yo, Mr. Rothschild, man, thanks for all the money, man. We're finally getting our own crib, and we couldn't have done it without you." Is essentially what that's I guess translated from the Queen's English into the frat bros English. Yo, Mr. Rothschilds, man. Yo, thanks for the big ups to you for financing and totally helping us with all of our stuff, man. We're able to finally have our own crib, and we couldn't have done it without you, man. So just want to say, next time you're in Israel, man, swing by and we'll totally do some keg stands. That's essentially what the Balfour Declaration is.
Here. And I wonder if I could possibly ask you to read it for us.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed. I'm not evil at all.
Spectacles to make sure I read it accurately.
Let me get my
His
spectacles.
Majesty's government view with favour the establishment of Palestine as a national home for the Jewish people, and will use their best endeavours to facilitate the achievement of this object, it being clearly understood that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine, or the rights and political status enjoyed by Jews in any other country. I should be grateful if you would bring this declaration to the knowledge of the Zionist Federation. Yours, Arthur Balfour.
And here it is, the Balfour Declaration. What do you feel when you see it here?
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to watch the whole 16-minute documentary clip, but just an interesting piece of history is that I didn't know about, and I thought I would bring to your attention as well. I saw a lot of people when he died. It was another kind of rest in piss situation. I don't know if it was because of the Balfour document, because there's a lot of anti-Jewish rhetoric out there, which I'm against, because being against, there are a lot of Jewish people out there that are cool dudes. Just like there's a lot of Christian dudes out there that are cool dudes, and vice versa. There's a lot of ones out there that are fondling children, probably both ways, for both. So I'm saying you can't paint in broad strokes. You got to be. What is my cat doing? All right, let's just continue on. My cat is crying for food right now. I literally just fed them, by the way. Oh, I wanted to bring attention to this TV show. I was at my my girlfriend's parents' house, and this was the show that was on TV. So this show is called Deep Fried, and this might be the most American TV show ever. It's like this and maybe the Kardashians. The show is called Deep Fried Dynasty.
Fried chicken parm, extra delicious. My name is Abel Gonzalez. I run the Vandalay booths here at the State Fair of Texas, and my nickname is Fried Jesus.
He'll set you free.
Fried pepperoni pizza, fried parmesan, fried.
So, and I watched this, and I was deeply fascinated by this. So, it is a highly competitive field running these stands. These people they have like a goal. So the state fair is only open for like 1 month, and then it goes away. So these guys, they're like, "Hi, my name's Fried Jesus, and I'm trying to make $800 million, or like $800,000 by the end of this month." So they're making $12,000 a day. And so they state their goal, and it's so competitive. Every different booth has to create and instantly, like, they have to constantly be innovating and creating new inventions. So this guy has deep fried everything, and it's crazy. He's deep frying things I didn't even know you could deep fry. And then the booth across from him is like this other guy, and he's like, "Hey, we're still open over here." And he's like, "Well, you got deep fried Coca-Cola."
Pancakes. I'll fry just about anything. Fried butter, fried PB&Js, fried cookie dough, fried jambalaya, fried lobster. I don't care what it is. I'll fry you if you want. Oh my God.
Which one's that?
Fried butter. All my
I love
menu.
that. What's that one? What's that one you're eating right now? Oh, that's fried butter. Is there anything more American than eating balls of fried butter? I just imagine. Oh God, I mean, I honestly, I can't even imagine eating into a giant ball of essentially wet dough that's just not 80% butter.
Items are unique, one of a kind, and we created them. So that's how I got my nickname.
Hey, it's Fried Jesus!
Hey, it's Fried Jesus.
She's strict Catholic. Goodness. Victory. We played a huge part of that.
So here it
Loved
is.
We sold 150 sandwiches like in 2 hours. I mean, it was
So
like
this is a fried peanut butter and jelly, which apparently was his like claim to fame.
that. And we won the first Big Tex Choice Award.
So the Big Tex Choice Award is why these people make so many different inventions. Apparently, if you win this Big Tex, and of course, all these take place in Texas. If you win this Big Tex Choice Award, it means that your name is it's essentially free advertisement. And then they're like and then you have your big banner up, and you say, "Winner of this year's Big Tex, the fried pepperoni stick, the fried Slim Jim, winner of this year's Big Tex Award." That is what's going on, and these people die to get it.
Welcome to the annual Big Tex Choice Awards.
It's a competition about the best new food creation at the state fair. When we won, that led to a whole fried food revolution, if you will.
Like, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my.
Okay. Yeah, so when he won, everyone started to compete, and it sparked off this thing. And then that's why the TV show got invested into it, because they're like, oh, this shit is going off.
You started seeing exotic fried foods show up all over the country. We played a huge part of that.
Oh my, oh my God.
We won 5 Big Tex Choice Awards for fried PB&J, fried Coke, fried
Yeah,
butter.
look, literally, you thought I was kidding when I said fried Coke. They fry Coke somehow. I guess it functions a little bit like if you ever been to a Chinese restaurant and you get fried ice cream, where they take an ice cube and they batter it and then they fry it. Somehow that, by some laws of physics, it only cooks. I don't know how it works, but it's apparently they won a Big Tex Choice Award for fried Coke. Excuse me. Imagine the person who asks for a diet. Can I get a diet fried Coke? A diet fried Coke.
Fried cookie dough and fried jambalaya. Wow, where'd you get that sandwich at? That looks delicious. Oh yeah, here. Never mind.
I'm not saying that you don't grind, but I
Yeah, I mean, the editing is out of control
like it's
too.
handmade or something. State fair is a huge business. A lot of people have multiple booths, like me, trying to sell as much product you can in 24 days. Step right up.
Yeah, the show. I mean, it was deeply entertaining. I was glued to the screen. It wasn't that I was in awe of what I was seeing. It's like sometimes you see something so shocking you can't look away, like a car accident. I was just watching it and I'm like, wow, this, like, I caught myself, I'm like, I want to eat these. I want to try fried Coke. I want to try fried butter. I want to dip it in marinara sauce. You know, you want to try these things. I mean, it looked good. It looks good. And so the people that they have to hire for these things are first off, they're people that are willing to work for 1 month, right? And they're getting paid probably minimum wage. So the people that you're attracting for these positions are some of the wackiest people. One of the people's booths, they had a employee fight in the middle of service hour, and he's like, every hour that we're missing is like $10,000 or whatever. So the person called the cops on this old lady who stomped on his foot, and then the cops like, this little lady stomped on your foot, and he's like, yeah, and then they had to settle the dispute, and these people are like the trashiest people, but it's so fun to watch. And the owner's just like, God, I want to make money. God, I just want to make money. Let me fry some fucking food and shove it down these people's throats. I mean, I suggest watching it. I think it's called Deep Fried Dynasty is maybe the show that might be the show's name. I'm not too sure. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy shows out there. I haven't watched TV in so long that I don't even know. This was on cable, where it's like storage wars. It's people fighting over trash in essentially a trash compactor that hasn't been compacted yet. So they pull up the, storage wars. Everyone's betting. They open it up, and it's like, this guy collected diapers? What? God damn, I lost so much money on this guy. He collected diapers. So after you watch that, after you stimulate your brain with that, you got to watch people fight over who's making the most money from deep frying random, shoes. I'll deep fry your shoe. Come here, get your shoes deep fried and put them back on. You can have a snack on the road. Literally. All right, let's continue on with the news. All right. Oregon lawmakers passed bill to recriminalize drug possession. So Oregon, famously known for, I believe, Portland, Oregon, one of the highest populations of not necessarily crime, but just people dying of drugs and shit. So, Salem, Oregon, a bill recriminalized the possession of small amounts of drugs was passed in Oregon legislature on Friday, underdoing a key part of the state's first in the nation drug criminal. So, they were the first, this was an experiment gone wrong. One of the first states in all of this great nation to decriminalize drugs, and after only 2 years, they are deciding, everyone's dying. Let's see. Let me click on this real quick. What is this? Drug decriminalization law. Oregon, first state to decriminalize possession of drugs. Oopsie. This was posted in 2021. It is 2024, and they are saying, oopsie daisy, everyone's dying. Let's see how many people are dying. Let's see, how much did it go up? I'm concerned that if the bill will attempt to use the same taxes as reinforce the punishment. So it doesn't have any stats or anything. Oh, here we go. It was supposed to move hundreds of millions of dollars of marijuana tax revenue into the drug treatment and harm reduction programs. That didn't translate into an improved care network for a state with the second highest rate of substance use disorder in the nation, ranked 50th with access to treatment, according to. So apparently they weren't even using money. So they were getting money from the sale of drugs, and they weren't putting it towards the helping people get over drugs. I just find it interesting that they said, oopsie daisy, that's my bad. Hey guys, my bad. We lost a lot of people in those 3 years, but my bad. We'll start arresting people and putting them in jail so that they can, get back, quit cold turkey, which I think is what jail is used for, is kind of like a, chill out dude kind of situation. Oh, this is good news. A little break from the bad news of people dying from drug overdoses. Joe Biden pledges, get this, $1.7 billion to end hunger across America. Joe Biden pledges this. Now we know when he pledges. So sometimes he pledges and sometimes he gives. Right now he's pledging, but sometimes he just gives. Most cases to foreign countries like Israel and Ukraine. The commitment will go towards funding 141 projects across the nation. The full details of the package will be expected to be announced by Vice President Kamala Harris at an event in the White House on Tuesday. As of 2022, around 17 million households experience food insecurity. Well, that's like... Is that double speak? What does that even mean? Food insecurity. So I guess insecurity in this sense would be like, it's not insecurity like, oh, I'm scared someone's talking about me. It's insecurity about like not secure. So why don't they just say experience food insecurity? Like households experience famish or experience starvation nationwide, and more than 44 million people across the United States face hunger, including 1 in 5 children. So with stats like that, Joe Biden will send $1.7 billion to help all those people. Let's just look up a running tally of how much money he's sent to Ukraine and Israel. Let's look up a running tally real quick. All right, here it is. This article was posted February 23rd, 2024. So this is pretty recent. So let's see. And it's posted by the Council of Foreign Relations. So, it sounds legit. Every year, the U.S. sends billions of dollars in aids to Ukraine. In AIDS. What if we ship them AIDS? The good old Native American trick. Wrap AIDS in a blanket. Ship it to them. How much aid has the U.S. sent to Ukraine? $74 billion. $74 billion. And it makes the math easy. They've sent $1.6 billion in humanitarian aids, which is 2%. So Biden is using 2% of the total that he's sent to Ukraine on us, on the hungry, on the starving, and on the food insecure in America. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome, guys? God, let's not even add. That's not even adding with how much he sent to Israel. And I know that he doesn't send specifically money. He's not like shipping boatloads of money. He's sending them that much in, planes and missiles and stuff like that, and reinforcement. I mean, it might be, some of it might be actual cash. I'm not too sure, but I mean, a lot of it's probably food, rations, stuff like that. But that's a lot of $74 billion is a lot of dough. A lot of dough. But thankfully, America, it's finally our turn. Guys, it's finally our turn. We've finally made it in the rotation of money that we give to ourselves. It's finally our turn, which is nice. It's nice. Another win in the books for Americans. A nonprofit, Food for Free, has pledged to distribute 90,000 meals and up to 250,000 pounds of healthy food across eastern Massachusetts. That's nice. That is nice. Wow, very sweet. Do people even do people know how much money that they give away to other people? Like, I don't know how more people aren't just upset all the time. I don't get it. I don't get how there's not more, protests or, I mean, the Cybertruck is out, so maybe mowing down civilians like it's GTA. How have things not just completely crumbled into a state of, just chaos? How are things even still glued together? What's even, that's a good question. What is even gluing things together? I guess laziness. Laziness might be, I mean, that's the only reason I don't do anything. And by do anything, I just mean protest or anything. I've never been to a protest. I might not even vote because I'm too lazy. That's, seriously, probably the main problem with America is people are too lazy. Can you imagine the same person, 2 podcasts ago, the same person who's doing fat testing at Disneyland, can you imagine them participating in anything outside of eating food? Like that. Now imagine them, but it's 50% of the population. So, I mean, I really can't even... People are too lazy to leave their houses now. DoorDash is DoorDash and Uber Eats. Everyone's becoming absorbed into their home. Just becoming part of their house. They don't have to leave. They don't have to do anything. When they do leave, they're not happy about it. I'm not happy about when I leave. I like to stay here. I don't know if there's anything... what would be the line? What would be the line that would get people up in arms, pitchforks, and torches? What would be that line? I don't know. But we almost had that moment recently with Wendy's. And this might be the line. Wendy's says that it might be going to surge pricing, but recently they said no to surge pricing, but yes to AI. Here's the key takeaways. So this was a big fiasco online. Wendy's said it got leaked from somewhere on Twitter or something, or on TikTok, that Wendy's was going to go to surge pricing. I didn't know what surge pricing was, so I had to look it up. Surge pricing is when prices will go up and down depending on how active of an hour that is. So during lunch rush, you might get your Baconator for $12. And if you go in the morning, that Baconator might be $8, right? It's a way to, I guess, pump up their numbers or something. And when I tell you that the people were upset, that might be an understatement. This, when you mess with the people's fast food, that might be the line. And I don't want to, I'm going to give full credit to Tim Dillon who said this, but what people are mad about, everyone knows they're eating poison. And this was his main point. Everyone knows they're eating poison. The one thing that they're mad about is the price of the poison. And that was, I think that if you want to go listen to Tim Dillon's episode, it's called The Price of Poison. But it's the, people will get mad about anything, but once it comes to the price, they want to kill me for cheaper. I think was like the main thesis. If you're going to kill me, make it cheap. And people got so upset, so up in arms around Wendy's. I saw like it was all that was on TikTok. Maybe it's just my recommended feed. Maybe I was supposed to be upset at this. The beef began when that's cute. The beef began when Kirk Tanner, Wendy's president and CEO, mentioned the phrase dynamic pricing. Oh, guys, it's not surge pricing, it's dynamic pricing. There's a huge misunderstanding. This is business speak. This is how they speak to you because they think that you're a functionally retarded individual who works at a bad job so that they can so that you can buy food from them. Beginning as early as 2025, we will begin testing more enhanced features like dynamic pricing and day part offerings, along with AI-enabled menu changes and suggestive selling. Yeah, when any words out of a business person's mouth is the most incoherent, jargon-filled, just word salad. What does this even mean? Beginning as early as 2025, we will begin testing more enhanced features like dynamic pricing and day part offerings, along with AI-enabled menu changes and suggestive selling. To me, this is what it means. First off, let's break this down. We will be testing more enhanced features. More enhanced than what? Okay, so dynamic pricing. So that doesn't mean surge pricing. What does that mean? And day part offerings. What does that mean? See, I'm at a loss of what day part offerings even mean. Offerings is one of the most vaguest words that business people use. Oh, we have a large array of offerings. Please come in for a consultation. What? What does that mean? What are your offerings? With AI-enabled menu changes and suggestive selling. So suggestive selling just sounds like it might charge you more. I don't know. To become a CEO, you have to become a professional in doublespeak, where you hide everything that you're trying to say in the vaguest form of the word. In case you don't speak corporate restaurantese, day part offerings means promoting certain items at certain times of the day, but it was the mention of dynamic pricing, which was translated by many media outlets as surge pricing, that really served up controversy. The two phrases mean slightly different things, though both refer to flexible pricing. Okay. Dynamic pricing refers to the prices go up, but also go down, depending on demand. Surge pricing is a form that prices were only adjusted upwards. Oh, okay. Nice, guys. Guys, dynamic pricing. Guys, the price isn't just going up. Sometimes it will come down. Wow. Wow, thank you. Thank you. What's this guy's name? Tanner? Oh, it is Tanner. Fuck you, Tanner. Tanner's just, Kurt Tanner. His name's Kirk Tanner. The digital menu boards and AI, but Wendy's will still be moving ahead with some of the technical changes regarding prices. The statement said that the chain was investing in digital menu boards for its locations in the U.S. that will make changing prices up or down presumably easier. Up or down, my bad, presumably. So I'm on board with this, whoever wrote this thing. Who knows if they'll ever even come down. Guys, it's dynamic. They'll come down, trust me. Guys, trust me. Have I ever lied? Do I lie? Do I look like I lie? My name's Kirk Tanner. Have I ever lied about anything? I've never gray-lined raped someone. Kirk Tanner. I'm sure whatever fraternity he's in, he has some crazy stories. Kirk Tanner says, yeah, guys, dynamic pricing definitely means it will come down eventually. Guys, I've never lied about anything. I've never settled out of court for a statutory rape situation. Kirk Tanner. Guys, my name's Kirk Tanner. I'm trustworthy. Also, I'm slandering this guy's name. I don't know who this is. I don't know who Kirk Tanner is. I'm just completely basing this off his name. It's jokes, guys. Jokes. We're having fun. But also, I mean, that guy was definitely probably in a... also, definitely probably is my version of doublespeak. Was probably in a fraternity where lots of suggestible, things probably went down. Digital menu boards could allow us to change the menu's offerings at different times of the day and offer discounts and value offers to our customers more easily, particularly at slower times of the day. And artificial intelligence is also on the menu. On the earnings call, Tanner said that the company already has rolled out what they call Wendy's Fresh AI. He said that the company is seeing ongoing improvement, speed, and accuracy. I have recently gone to a Wendy's, and an AI did take my order. It's kind of freaky because it's like, hey, welcome to Wendy's. And then it's some guy. What did you say you wanted? Hey, welcome to Wendy's. Can we offer you our new Baconator? And then you're like, yeah, let me look at the menu. And he's like, all right, that's fine. It's like this. Yeah, that's fine. That's the noise. You're like, oh, I thought you were a happy Wendy's AI. He's like, no, I just hate my life. I hate my fucking life. I'm gonna kill myself. And it's a shock. It's a shock when it happens to you. All right, let's continue on with the news. Las Vegas tiny homes. Now, this is shocking. The size of this tiny home, Las Vegas tiny home gets overwhelming demand from desperate renters. This came out 3 days ago, March 1st. Las Vegas, a tiny home listed for rent in Las Vegas Valley, has gotten an overwhelming response from renters intrigued by the tiny home lifestyle and desperate for an affordable place to live. The tiny home is a 160 square foot, fully furnished, and has electricity, plumbing, Wi-Fi in its own backyard with separate entrance. Guys, 160 square feet. And people are clamoring for this. The landlord listed it for $950 a month with all utilities included. Was not prepared for the influx of inquiries. I've literally had 113 and counting people. My phone keeps ringing on wanting to rent it. It's definitely in people's heart to want to save money right now. This economy's tough, and we've been doing our share to try to help someone out. Of course, I can't help 113, but there's someone's definitely going to be living here. What he's saying right now is he's going to be selling it to the highest buyer. This home is going to end up listing for $2,000. Imagine $2,000 for a 160 square foot home. Let's do the math on that real quick. What does that come out to? Like 12. Let's see, 2,000 divided by 160. 12.5. $12 so you stand with your feet side by side, completely connecting. You're in a single foot of space. You're paying $12 for that single space. I mean, in a 160 square foot home is crazy. 160 square feet isn't even like a closet. I feel like some closets are that big. Per code, standalone tiny homes may be permitted as a single-family residence unit within a tiny house park. Yeah, so that probably will not go for $950. It'll probably go for a lot more. All right, let's continue on to TikTok time. Where's our TikTok noise? Oh, here it is. Thank you, everyone. If you've stayed this far, I hope you've enjoyed it. We're going to go into the TikTok segment. The TikTok segment is fun because we completely wipe away every, maybe stem cell or piece of knowledge we've attained throughout this episode and completely just wipe it away. I've been kind of scared. I've stopped using my phone in the morning because I've noticed that I've like stopped forgetting, or I've started to forget my dreams. Like I'll wake up and I'll instantly start scrolling TikTok and I won't remember my dreams. So now I'm waking up, first thing I'm doing is I'm writing down a snippet from my dream and then I can scroll TikTok. But it's like, it's just kind of scary. You just forget. I'm like, I wonder how much else I'm forgetting. Like if you've ever read, there's a short story by Kurt Vonnegut about, it's like this futuristic story where everyone, in order for everyone to be on the same level, people have like if you're really smart, they have like a little thing in your ear that rings super high if your brain's functioning at a high rate. Like if you're and it derails your train of thought with a high pitched squeal. Or if you're really pretty, they make you wear a mask. If you're really strong, they put weights on your back so that everyone's under the same amount of pressure, right? And everyone's equal at that level. But I feel like TikTok might be my the ringing in my ear every time I'm on my train of thought. I'm like, I'll take a break, and then I completely forget. So I have to write things down. I have to like actually write things down then when I remember them. But that being said, let's continue on with TikTok time. This is if anyone knows comedy, his name is Brendan Schaub or Schwab. Brendan Schaub. He is I'm going to put in air quotes, comedian, because he was an ex-fighter, friend of Joe Rogan, the Rogies, a friend of Joe Rogan, who Joe Rogan, I guess, convinced him to do comedy, and he recently released the worst stand-up special of all time called Gringo Poppy. Look it up for yourself. Watch it. I guarantee. Try to watch it to the end. You will not be able to make it. I don't even think I did. So he's kind of a meme dude because he's definitely got CTE. I mean, especially after this. But so he bought this expensive truck, and this is a video of him crashing it. It's just so funny. So he's trying to do like a drift. He's trying to drift it, and he completely flips it. He rolls it.
Starting emergency call to the SOS service provided by the manufacturer. To cancel, press the SOS or cancel button. Starting SOS call.
At least he had a seatbelt. Here he is climbing out. What the fuck? SOS. I love that. It looks like you've been in a crash. Calling SOS.
SOS call not successful.
Oh god, that's good. SOS call not successful.
SOS system will continue to retry.
So yeah, Brendan Schaub, I mean, he's kind of a douchebag, but I mean, I'm glad he's this would be completely different, by the way, if he had gotten injured, but he looks completely fine, so it's just funny. Also, it's just funny. If he did get hurt, though, it'd be a lot less funny, but still kind of funny. Let's continue on with the
turned 82 last week.
Our favorite political turtle.
Turned 82 last week.
This is Mitch McConnell, by the way. The guy who froze. Remember, I guess he froze like 3 times. But this is him having a coherent, full sentence. Talking about how he's going to step down.
The end of my contributions are closer than I'd prefer. So as I've been thinking about when I would deliver some news to the Senate, I always imagined a moment.
I mean, this guy looks like a turtle. He literally looks like a turtle without a shell. He's announcing that he's going to retire back into his shell.
When I had total clarity and peace about the sunset of my work. that day arrived today. So I stand before you today, Mr. President, and my colleagues, to say this will be my last term as Republican leader of the Senate. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, so he's not going anywhere anytime soon because he announced this and then said like it's going to be 9 or 8 months before he actually steps down, which sucks because the dude's old as shit. The dude needs to retire. People need to retire. I've said this once. I'll say it again. Retire. Stop getting your hands in shit. Retire. You have money. All right, here's J. Oma. This is J. Oma Law Firm. If you don't know J. Oma, if you're guilty, talk to J. Oma and he'll get you off somehow.
All right, M. Who's the best lawyer?
Mr. J. Oma.
And why am I the best lawyer?
Because he got me a not guilty verdict.
And how long did it take for the jury to reach that verdict?
About 15 minutes.
All right, and what were you charged with?
Indecent exposure, playing with my junk in front of a lady.
Okay, and
playing with my junk in front of a lady. Indecent exposure.
A lady.
Okay, and are you happy with the results?
I'm ecstatic about it.
How much jail time are you looking at?
I was looking at a whole year of jail time, but Mr. J. Oma here, he got me off that hook.
And you were looking to be on the sex offender registry?
And looking to be on that sex offender look.
All right.
And he got me off that too.
All right. Is there anything else you want to add?
I had a whole lot of children, and if I had been on that sex offender list, I was going to have to go out in the woods somewhere. I wouldn't have been able to live with my people.
Okay. But you're happy for not.
But I'm just ecstatic. I'm happy. And I thank you, Mr. Jahoma. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, sir.
I mean, that guy's a happy, jolly man. An indecent exposure, playing with his junk. First off, innocent until proven. I guess he's been absolutely proven innocent. But, I mean, I got to be honest here. I think he did it. I think he may have been playing with his junk in front of someone. This may not be one of those situations where he's going out to pee and accidentally ends up on the sex registry. I think he may have actually been playing with his junk.
No problem.
All right.
Like, look at the way he says this.
J. Homer.
And why am I the best lawyer?
Because you got me a not 15 minutes.
All right. And what were you charged with?
Indecent exposure, playing with my junk in front of a lady.
Okay.
I mean, Blood definitely did that shit. All right, let's watch one more. Oh, this is good. This is the CEO of Kellogg's letting you know what you should be doing.
Are under pressure, so some of the things that we're doing is first messaging. We got to reach the consumer where they are. So we're advertising about cereal for dinner. If you think about the cost of...
Oh, thank you, Kellogg's. Cereal for dinner. Oh, how thoughtful. It's so kind.
Cereal for a family versus what they might otherwise do. That's going to be much more affordable. The other places that we like to go is we talk about making sure we have the right pack at the right price in the right place. So having a different size pack that'll have a different price point, that'll take some pressure off the consumer while they're shopping. So those are some of the things that we're doing, but in general, the cereal category is a place that a lot of folks might come to.
Definitely.
Because the price of a bowl of cereal with milk and with fruit is less than $1. So you can imagine why a consumer under pressure might find that to be a good place to go.
Right. I'm all for innovation and marketing, but the idea of having cereal for dinner, is there the potential for that to land the wrong way?
We don't think so. In fact, it's landing really well right now.
It is not landing well right now. It is not landing well right now.
So, in fact, it's landing really well right now, Carl.
It's landing really well right now, Carl.
When we look at all of our data, of course, we would know that breakfast cereal is the #1 choice for in-home consumption. We understand that for breakfast. It turns out that over 25% of our consumption is outside the breakfast occasion. A lot of it's at dinner, and that occasion continues to grow.
Yeah, that's nice. Guys, do we not live in a hellscape? Is this not the worst time to be alive? Anytime I think that I'm living in the worst generation, I always think about the next generation. And I'm like, well, thank God I'm not Gen Alpha, which their millennial parents are putting them in front of Zooey Mama, whatever the fuck, Cookie Monster. What is that damn show with that Coco Melon? Yeah, they're just putting their kids in front of Coco Melon. Their eyes glaze over. The millennial's the new boomer, except the millennial doesn't. They have all the self-righteousness and none of the money. So they're broke and they're all. So it makes them actually more annoying because at least the boomers have property. The millennials just, they want everything, but they can't have any of it. The boomers, they wanted everything and they took it all. The millennials, they just want everything for themselves, but they just can't take it. It makes them even that much more insufferable. Whereas Gen Z, my generation, I personally I think that we've come to terms with we will own nothing and we will never be happy. And we all just want to kill ourselves. Oh God. Okay, let's watch one more TikTok.
I'm sorry, sir.
I think that if you ask a Gen Zer if they've ever thought or said to themselves, "God damn it, I'm just gonna kill myself." If you ask that to 100 Gen Zers, 98 of them will say that they have had that thought before. It's a stupid percentage. A stupid percentage. A shocking percentage. People that don't want to be here.
Sir, you were the least sick of all the people who are here.
So this is a nurse at an ER just telling people to leave. Straight up telling her to leave.
Least sick of all the people who are here who are dying. Okay. There, so you picked your head up. Now don't try to tell me you can't move. Come on, sit up.
And I even told her I could not inhale.
She's laughing.
Wow.
She's laughing at
You
him.
must be dead. Are you dead, sir? I don't understand. You are breathing just.
I mean, this is not right. You see him? He is breathing. He has labored breathing.
He's not labored in the least. He's got an oxygen saturation that is 100%. He is breathing perfectly normally.
I actually respect this this nurse immensely. Calling people out on their bullshit. These people are probably just trying to get scripts for something. I'm labored breathing. I need oxycodone.
So what you're saying,
labored breathing.
So this pain that he has doesn't have anything to do with what's going on with him, right?
This pain that he has is because he worked out.
No, he had when he went to the emergency room the last time he had pain.
And what did they do for him?
They gave him fluids and they gave him something, a pill. I don't know what they gave him. Yeah.
For what?
Yeah, they gave me
for his pain and for the anxiety.
So you need narcotics?
Okay.
Is that
you
what
want
you need?
Narcotics?
Here we go.
Here we go.
I just need pain reliever and anxiety medication because I'm in pain and I have anxiety. Now I said nothing about narcotics.
And you just told me that this was not an anxiety attack, that this was something totally different.
Dude, she's standing on business.
Yeah, you really should, because this is ridiculous.
Dude, she is standing on business. I honestly, I respect that. I respect that a lot. She's calling people out on their bullshit, and they need more nurses. Like, if the nurse really, their job has become a gatekeeper between a person and their drug of choice. And, sometimes you got to stand on business on who gets those drugs. I respect that a lot. You're the least sick person in here. Sit your head up. Sit your damn head up. Look, you're not even sick. She said, you look fine. You look fine. Oh, let me guess. Oh, is this guy dead? He said he can't breathe. Oh, he's not breathing right now? You must be dead. Oh, you're in pain. Oh, you're in pain and you have anxiety. So do you want narcotics? And he's like, oh, here we go. Try to play she's definitely in the right. I respect that a lot. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please share with a friend. Go listen on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, whatever the fuck. Thank you for listening. Drop a like, drop a follow, drop a bomb into the message. The messages below. Drop a actual bomb. Someone attaches a 12 terabyte zip file bomb into my comment section. All right. Thank you, guys. See you next week. Goodbye.